Hey, I'm Scotty, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to sketch people like this in a city scene, step by step, using a really loose ink and watercolor sketching technique. So before we start, I just wanted to show you some simple basic proportions that we're going to be using as we sketch all these figures. So this is a warm-up I did with my Patreon members. In this figure here you can see the head, the body or the torso, and then the legs here. And then we have the arms, then the hands and the feet. So when we're sketching, we can break it down in our minds into simple shapes, where the head is first, and then we come down for the shoulders. This torso section is about halfway, and then down to the feet. You can also see that it's tapered, so the widest point is the hips. So over here, we don't draw the wide shoulders like that, we draw more of this shape, so you have a nice flow to the shape. Okay, the first step we need to do is just draw a line on the bottom so that we know where all the feet go. Something like that. We're going to start on the left here and make our way across. But if you find that you can't fit all the figures in, that's totally okay. Just stop wherever your page ends. 6 or 7 centimeters here, and I'm putting a dot for the very top of the head. So now I've got a place about approximate height. And now we can just add a few more across here just to get it consistent across as I'm adding people. And then we want something just to show where the waist is. So the waist is between the dots. If we go halfway and then just down slightly, we'll put the dot there, and that's approximately where the waist will be. Remembering we're looking at the figure and breaking them down into those big shapes. Okay, so let's draw this first figure here, and we're just drawing the head, okay, just approximately like that. That's the head shape. And then we come down, shoulders, and then we're slightly exaggerating the shape there of his body. And I've got that small at the top, wider at the bottom here in the middle, and we taper back down. So let's give the curve the other way. His leg comes in like this and then back out like that. And now let's go to the arms. Same sort of shapes out. It's wider here and then narrower here. That's what we're doing again for the arms. So we've got the shoulder, and we're just coming in and down. His wrist stops about where his crotch is. So with all these figures, we'll draw them about to halfway there. And then we can add the hand on the end, just a little box like that. And then the feet, and the other foot here. Just very simple basic shapes. Now let's start adding just a little bit of detail. We'll go through, and so put a dot right in the middle of his head there. Down from that dot is where the ear is, and then we can draw the hairline in, this. And now the face. Now you don't have to draw faces on your figures here because they are quite tricky having it this small, but I'm going to put in a few simple lines for the face. So we go down about 1/3 from the chin to the hairline, just go down about 1/3. Should be equal to the top of the ear. And you put an eyebrow and then the eye, just attached like that. And then you can draw from the eye out, down about 2/3 from the height there. We can put the nose, so it goes out and then in like that. And then he's got a little mouth, but don't draw a big mouth. I think it's really hard with a pen this size to draw a big mouth. It'd just be a dot or just a little subtle line there, about halfway between the chin and the bottom of the nose. And that's all we can really do at this size. Now I'm going to go through and add a little bit more detail here to describe what's going on. We have a bag that goes here. Might have some creases. Okay, so that's our first figure. Really quick and impressionistic. Now we'll draw the next person, and that's the hair there. And I'm not drawing outlines of noses yet. About halfway again, just look where our dots are. And then the bottom here. Okay, that's the first leg. Back like that. Okay, I'm trying to draw them all in one line each segment. Little foot there. The arm is about as long as that body section there, but the elbow is halfway. So bring up the elbow, imagining it comes to over here, like that, and then goes that same distance up to about there. Box on the end for the hand, and the umbrella will come back like this, and it might go behind his head with the angle I've sketched it. Dot there for the top, middle bit of the umbrella, and back down. And then we have the middle of the head again, ear on the back, hairline, and then a little bit of an eyebrow and an eye. Very subtle nose, very light. Just a dot for the mouth there. Okay, and so then we have the next lady, holding an umbrella like this. We draw there to the waist, that's that size there. And then this one has a dress, so it's a little bit different. Elbow here, let's go down and up. Shaft there of the umbrella goes this way. Draw a line here and then back. So this one shows a bit of the underside of the umbrella. Ear, and then come down this way. And once again, maybe we'll just add the eye there. So we don't have to add all the features in every figure. Okay, and then we have our next person. He's got a hat on, so come across a little bit more, and he looks a bit closer, so he must be walking on this side really close to us. The front of his face like this, and his chin goes back. Okay, now same sort of thing, but we've got a nice curve on his back, so his back arches back like this, and then down to the bottom you can see the foot comes out this way. We'll go this side, so make it about the same angle, his two legs. His shoe comes up like this, and the other one it's in the air, so it goes up like that. The arm, shoulder comes down to there, and then it changes direction back to there. And the little box for the end, and there's the sleeve, like this. Just I think the eyebrows about there, and then he's definitely got a nose, this little nose, and then just a tiny dot with a mouth like that. Okay, I'm going to move to this next figure here, like that, the top bit, and then a curve, and the ear is still in the middle. This. Now he's outside. Shape goes down about halfway, but there's a bike here, so we're not going to draw too much detail. We'll never add in that afterwards. We can do his shoulder, tapered shape down to his arm there, sleeve. Okay, let's put this boy in who's riding a bike. Head about here, because he's the closest, he actually looks the biggest. And then so still the same halfway point, arches back like this, we come down, his foot comes straight down, and it's like this. See? And then halfway there, cut that off for the shorts. That, still that pointy triangle shape that I showed you. Comes down about halfway between there, and then changes direction. In the dot in the middle, and then ear, glasses. I don't think I'll be able to fit the glasses in, by the way. Okay, now the wheels and the bike. So, just a nice, loose, crazy circle there like that. And the same sort of thing. And then between the legs, the bottom here like that. And then there we go. Shoulder, same thing. Ear in the middle. Lady here holding a blue umbrella. Okay, so I'm looking at those 2 points. Loosely connect them. And you can't really see what's going on there. And then the skirt comes down like this. Wrinkles in there, and the foot comes out like this. So you've got the shoulder coming down, and then across up to that wrist. And then a bigger shape on the end. Now, the next big figure is this one here. So his head's a little bit taller than the other head. So I know that the dot is about there. So go up a bit higher and outline the shape of his head like that. And then tapers back in this way. Come out like that. It's still coming to those 2 tapered points. Halfway between here and there. And then across his hand. Now the ear is here. A little bit on the side there. So can't see his face. It's his head shape, and then goes back like this, down to halfway, and then that shape will go this way. It'll be a little bit higher than that. He's got his arm this way, goes down, just straight down, ear, and a little bit of a hairline. And then I'll try this time the glasses, let's see if this works. Just put a line, a little straight line on the end, the hair on the back, it's the head shape, and then the tapered shape of her body. And then we've got her legs coming down, one leg coming that way and the other leg that way, feet on the end, and then I've got the eyebrow. Okay, I've done all my figures. Now we want to add a background, but I think the best way to do that would be to frame a little bit of the sketch. Put 2 dots on the top like that, and then we're joining those lines. Okay, like that. And then we have some really interesting details like that lamp, the light, and the sign here, the no entry sign. So I'm going to put that about here. You can change where things go and some sort of thing. You can go outside there like that. One line, try one line just to make it look chaotic. Okay, just like that. This light section like this, and then break them up like that. So maybe the same height as that. How about that? Let's see. I have no idea what this sign would say, but I'm imagining that it's something to do with pedestrians. Let's add some light poles. They're very hard to see, but let's just add something there. There's some nice wobbly lines. An angle, little line on the end, something else there. Just make sure you've waited for the ink to dry there on your pen. It only takes a few minutes. So I've got burnt sienna, which is my favorite color for the skin tone. So what I'm going to do is go through all of the skin and just put a little bit of that on it. because it's a very sunny day. Everyone's got their umbrellas to protect themselves. And I'm not thinking about those people behind my main figures yet. They're just going to be very abstract. Okay, our legs. Okay, and now you've got the skin color in. We can go through and add lots of different colors to the clothing. So whatever colors you've got, you can add in here. It doesn't have to match exactly. So let's pop them in. Now it's just a simple block color, and there's a bit of white in her dress. So we have a light blue, a bit of blue on the top edge. Burnt umber. Then if we add Payne's grey, a little bit more Payne's grey to that. This now the skin should be dried. Let's do these wheels. See, like that. There's a little bit of white there. That navy colour for his bag. Come across like this. A very, very light sap green for his t-shirt. Or at least it's an olivey colour. Her bag here is yellow. And I'm doing this bag here. Let's keep going around, finding shapes. Okay, yellow there. So contrast with it nicely, that umbrella there. Let's just have a gut feeling, something like different here. Stripes. And do these pants. Subtle in there. And we can do this sign here. See if I can get in one stroke. Can leave a bit of white. Okay, and then across. Middle one there. So the end one is red. It shows there's something happening. So maybe a leg coming here behind the characters here. Or behind the people that we're sketching. Fills in some of those spaces. Those shapes there. So it's a circle. And then a cross through it like this. No U-turn. And then this light. Getting that shape. Okay, I'm grabbing my bigger brush now, my round 12, and we're going to add a skyline to here. I use cerulean blue up the top here. Let's go down. So we've got a bit of sky here that comes down like that. Down about there. And then we're going high again. I'm going to come down here. We're going to start with a bit like this. And there might be some lines. Sort of comes like this. Windows coming across. Add a shadow going up. And at the front here we have the road, so there's a bit of red coming in here, so a nice stroke, giving a bit of movement in there. Okay, looking very busy like a city now with that back scene. So the next step is to add shadows, so a bit of lighting into this scene. So the light is coming from this way, so underneath all the umbrellas and on the right hand side of all the people will just be a subtle shadow. Where the arms are, underneath the bags, a bit on the arm there, and there's a bit of shadow here across. Shadow and behind the arm because the light would hit that side there. Just under the leg there. We can darken up some of these background figures across the front. We have our Posca pen. So the PC1M, little impression of what they are. So pick out your favourite ones there and make sure you include them as you go. So a little reflection on the lens like that. Just on the edges of things, so like the edge of the umbrella here or here. Just adding little sparkles. Maybe in the hair. So there you go, what do you think? That's how I draw people in a loose scene like this with ink and watercolour. If you want the full tutorial without any cuts, the reference so you can sketch along really easily with me, that's on my Patreon website. I've also added a warm-up section at the beginning with a bit more explanation about how to do proportions of these people. So if you want to learn more of this style, I recommend you join my Patreon. We've got a really nice warm community there. You can share your sketches and encourage each other. And I've got a whole lot more tutorials there, fundamentals that you can start if you're a beginner. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.